Welcome to Beyond the Numbers. I am Elizabeth Love Morrison, and this is my dad, Paul Love, the founder of Love Financial Group, where we discuss life, money, and transitions. In today's episode, we are going to be speaking on the topic of Social Security. So I know in our years of experience, cumulatively, we get a lot of questions on Social Security. So we're going to try to unpack some of those for you today. So to get us started, what are some things for people to consider as they near Social Security age?
One of the biggest statements I hear from people your age is Social Security will not be around for me to use. To be kind of repeated, if I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times with that. Social Security will always be around. Now, it may not be in the form, or the payout may not be as it is now because of some looming funding issues that are coming up, but it will be around in some form or some fashion. It's also, when you consider the developed countries in the world, most of those developed countries have a system similar to our Social Security, and just about all of them are having funding issues with that. And one of the issues is the birth rate. When Franklin Delano Roosevelt started Social Security in the late 30s and early 40s, there were many more workers per retiree than there is now. And without a replenishment of the workforce, that balance can't go forward forever. But it will be around in some form or some fashion out there. So as you get close to retirement, many people look at it and say, well, I'll take Social Security early, which right now you can take at age 62, albeit a much reduced benefit than if you wait till full retirement age, which for many people that haven't retired, full retirement age is somewhere between 66 and 67, depending on the year that you were born. So if you decide to take that benefit early at 62, it will be reduced substantially. And that's something you need to consider. I've heard people taking it early because they say, well, I want to take it early and get my benefits before it goes bankrupt. It is not going bankrupt. While the trust fund is running out of money, and the trust fund is simply a reserve bucket that makes up the difference from the collected Social Security from the working people that is paid to the retirement, it makes up the difference. That is expected to go to zero by the year either 2032, 33, or 34 out. We have been in this situation before. In the 80s, the Social Security Trust Fund was about to go out or down to zero. What the government did was they came in and they raised the retirement age from 65 to eventually 67. It was a progressive increase in age with that. And they changed a few other rules, and they solved the solvency issue for 50 years. They can do just a few things like that and solve it for 100 years, but they are very unpopular. For those of you that watch international politics, France was running into the same issue. They were about to go bankrupt on that and had decided to curtail some of the benefits or diminish those. But the population went crazy. They went on strikes. They were burning cars. And so they didn't do that. That is one of the reasons no politician out there will tell you the truth. And the truth is, under the current system, we will run short of money on Social Security. Changes will have to be made with that. Doesn't mean it's going away, but changes will have to be made. And Elizabeth and I have not worked with one client no matter how much money they have, where Social Security doesn't help them in the long run.
So where can somebody go to find out what their amount will be for Social Security in those different ages?
The best thing you can do is sign up for an online account. Just go to the Social Security website and sign up for your online account. It will give you projections on what those benefits will be.
How is Social Security calculated?
One of the things that in 70s what they did was to raise the limit on where Social Security was taxed. You have Social Security and then you have Medicare and Medicaid. The combination of those two taxes is 7.65, and if you are employed by a company, the company pays another 7.65, which is a total of 15.3%. If you are self-employed, you pay the full 15.3%, but you get a little tax break on the employer side that you pay with that. So the first thing you need to do is go to Social Security and get an account in your name, and that will give you the projections, and that's where they'll send notices to you. Some of the things that they have, it is continually changing on the laws for Social Security. One of the last things President Biden did on his way out of office, those of you that have a spouse who works in a government, certain municipalities, or a Texas teacher retirement system, they used to have what they call a government pension offset, which if you work for certain municipalities or if you worked in the Texas State Teachers System, TRSA, your spousal benefit was offset by 66%, essentially 67%, of your pension, which really sometimes limited or did away with the spousal benefit. Well, he did away with that. That was a huge windfall for teachers who had a spouse who earned more, and the teacher retirement benefit was higher than or lower than the spousal benefit. But that's gone now. So teachers and workers who worked in municipalities are able to get their full spousal benefits.
And still receive
their pension and their benefits from those positions that they had. The problem with that is that's just another hole in the dike into Social Security because they're paying those benefits out to people who were not receiving them in the past. Now, there are plenty of ways to solve, again, our Social Security. We've been in this position before in the 70s, and they made changes. One of the things is people are living longer, okay? And when FDR implemented Social Security, the actuarial age was 65, all right? Most people only lived about 63 or 64, so it was a heck of a deal. Most people now are living into their 70s. So one of the things that they could easily do is to put the benefits not available until age 70, full, and that's 3 more years. That would go a long way in solving some of these problems that we have. And for those who are kind of curious into this, there's, you may not have heard of Erskine Bowles. They were both senators at one time, and they were hired by Clinton, by Bush, and by Obama to come up with some ideas to help them solve some financial issues. They say we don't have a funding problem, we have a math problem. And it's just a simple way of solving it with math. Obviously, if you have a bucket of water and you drill enough holes in it, that bucket of water is going to leak out a lot easier, okay? And so I have no fear that Social Security is going away. It just, however, how our government officials decide to change it so it will be solvent. If you're young, if you're in your 20s and 30s, you will receive it. But if you don't receive as much as you thought you were going to receive, excuse this expression, but you've only got 40 or 50 years to do something about it. Do something about it. But you will have some Social Security.
Well,
Excuse me for sounding like your parents.
I know when I started at my first corporate job right out of college, first day on the job, we're signing all of our new employee paperwork, and somebody comes in to talk to us about our 401ks. And the first thing that he tells us is, don't expect to receive Social Security, so put as much as you can into your 401k. Anything else is icing on the cake.
Well,
so, we don't know the future, but hopefully you're correct and that it will still be there.
well, again, it's a simple math, and we are having less workers pay into it for the retired folks. The baby boomers, which was a big bubble after World War II, those kids are retiring now alongside a diminished size workforce. And so the math isn't hard to understand. It's just how is it going to look like when we solve the math equation to make it solvent. And just understand, every developed country on earth has some of the same issues. It is not unique to the U.S. Some that have more liberal safety nets have greater urgency to that. But when a politician stands up and says, I'm going to protect those bad other people who want to do something with Social Security, they're just exciting you about nothing, because they will have to do something about it. It's just, do we solve it before it gets critical, or we kick the can down the road where it becomes more painful?
So when we're looking at Social Security with our clients, how do you determine what the best age is for them to start taking it? What are you looking at?
We do some of the same things that we've talked about in our other videos, and that is we look at cash flow. Life circumstances are not the same for everybody, and so someone who may be cash flow challenged by the time they need it may have to take Social Security early, even if it's at a diminished rate. I mean, again, you've got basic living, you've got shelter, you've got food, things of that nature. And some people are challenged to take Social Security earning just to make a rent or a home payment, okay? But for those that have a choice or in a financial situation or position that they can put it off, putting it off helps. Every financial plan we have developed for people, you may think that if you had $5, $10, $15 million that Social Security doesn't help. I promise you it helps, because when you're looking at an extra $2,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 a month of Social Security, that can take care of some much needed basic benefits. And one of the things Social Security does right now, it has a cost of living increase. Pensions typically don't have cost of living increases. So dollars received in retirement from a pension are not the same dollars. Let's make the math easy. Let's say you're receiving $1,000 from a pension. 10 years from now, that $1,000 in spendable income may only be worth $600. Okay, where Social Security, under its current situation, at least gives a cost of living increase.
Those were all really good points, and also something that we look at when trying to determine the best age is if the client is married, kind of looking at longevity and what may be best for a spouse that may be left behind after that client passes.
Right, and one of the considerations for my personal situation is my wife, your mom, Barbara. For those
She has many names.
many names. She had worked some in the teacher retirement system and had some part-time jobs, but she was more or less a stay-at-home mom. She took care of the domestic things, which allowed me to do what I did, and so I wanted her Social Security benefit to be as high as possible. And so our cash flow situations, I put off until age 70 so that benefit would be as high as possible. So if she survives me, she steps up and gets my benefit. She'll lose her spouse benefit, but it'll be a much higher income for her. And so that was one of my personal choices and that we made together, which she's full aware of. So for me, not taking it early, still working and having the cash flow, I wanted to put her in a better situation. Now let me explain those that are working on that. One of the calculations that I went through, you always say, well, if I put, let's say your full retirement age is 67, putting that off till age 70, you may say, well, that's lost income. I will tell you, if you put it off till as long as you can and get the 8% increase per year, you will need to live at least to 82 or to 83 to make the numbers work out. So if your family tree doesn't have mortality or actuarially, you don't think you're going to make it to age 82, that's a consideration, because if you don't live at least to 82 to 83, you've just given money to the government by putting it off, okay? So when we are advising people, we go through health, family tree issues like that, and we work those numbers out with that. Also, something to consider is if you are single due to death or divorce prior to age 60, and the spouse that passed away was a high income earner, if you remarry before age 60, this is the current situation, you will lose that previous spouse's benefit. So if you're 59 years old and you're thinking of getting remarried before age 60, get married after 60. So at least you have some choices.
Well, thank you for joining us today. Hopefully you found this informative and helpful.
So as we wrap this up, there are still many choices, many facets to Social Security. And I would advise you, first of all, to get a online account, keep track of your earnings with that. One of the things they're doing every year, income max that they tax on Social Security goes up. So that's helping some of the solvency issues. But if you're getting near retirement and you're trying to make some decisions on what to do, give us a call. Sometimes it's not an easy calculation or decision to make, and having all the numbers and the data helps you make an informed decision. Thank you, and hope you found this discussion of use.